Hi, this is Joe Dutkiewicz on Tuesday, May 5th, or 9th, or 12th, or... Oh yeah, it's the 9th. Boy, time flies, doesn't it? Here we are in the middle of May, and again, we're just a few weeks away from the traditional summer vacation after Memorial Day. Yesterday we talked about Leaders Invest Focus Time, and this is probably about the 8th time that I'm trying to get this thing to work correctly. Looks like the last video didn't have the right sound level, and then this whole idea of internet going down, I don't know if it's Charter or Facebook, but I do know this, that if you invest the focus time, you'll figure this out. So yesterday we talked about focus time being important, that we spend time helping others, value them, believe in them, and love them. So what is it that we are loving, what we're valuing, what we're believing? We're helping them develop, helping each person that we come into contact with, whether it's our family, whether it's people at work, whether people that we meet throughout the day, or just the simple valuing them to help them to the register or to their car, doing something that helps them achieve what they need. So if we invest that focus time, we're going to, one, help them, and in turn, they're going to help us in some way. Whether they tell us their story or whether there's something else that we can learn from them because we entered into the conversation. Yesterday, we also talked about this lattice and that we have a yes or no at every opportunity. Every moment of the day, we either say, yes, we're going to do this, or no, we're not. And sometimes that path is like the orange line. It's up and down, but eventually we get to our result. And this in math, in what I used to deal with in risk analysis, is the moment of the greatest reward. It's the most efficient path to get to the greatest reward. And sometimes there's a lot of sensitivities. There are a million paths to get to the same point. It all depends on how many iterations you want to run. But today, I have an item to share with you, and we entitled this topic today, What's Your Focus? Oh, that was yesterday. What's your collateral? There we go. What's your collateral? So as we talk about what's your collateral, I was given an opportunity, a yes or no, last night to be able to get 2 movies free at Redbox. And they're in the Redbox, we saw Collateral Beauty and Lion. Now, I'll talk about Lion some other day, but Collateral Beauty, it wasn't a high-rated movie with Will Smith at the box office. It had poor reviews, but there were a couple of good messages out of it. Will gets up as his character Howard in the advertising agency to talk to the staff, and he says there are 3 things that are fundamental to life. We long for love, we wish we had more time, and we fear death. And that reminds me of a Latin class that I took and at Michigan State, and this phrase out of Latin, tempus fugit memento mori. Tempus fugit memento mori. So that translates to, if you haven't picked it up, time flies, remember death. Time does fly. Time is a gift. The character, the actor hired within the story in Collateral Beauty plays time. And he's trying to confront Howard, who has lost his child, to why do you write such a letter to time? And time says, I'm the mediator between love and death. I've given you a gift to find love. Now, how many times do we find during the day, do we find love? Do we go and say, hey, this is a fantastic opportunity. I'm glad I stopped and looked. I'm glad I spent the time with someone. So apex thinkers always think about this fact that there's another spot beyond where we are. And that we need to really focus in on this, we're given an opportunity to find the collateral beauty. And in this case, collateral, there's many definitions. As an adjective, it also has a meaning of coming from a different source or a different perspective. So as we think about collateral beauty, we're seeing it from a different perspective. In the midst of struggle, in the midst of time, we know that we are sometimes alone. We face it. We say, there's nobody around. I'm so alone. I'm stuck. I hate this place, right? Because we forgot about love. Love is all around us. Love is constant. Sometimes our awareness is blocked. And as a result, we feel alone. And that relates to thinking horizontally. We only can see straight out when we're in this midst of the struggle. We can't see beyond, and we only end up looking straight. We're looking at the horizontal plane, and that's where we're stuck. And we can't, it's like being in a traffic jam. You can only see so far. You don't know where you're going to be able to maneuver to get through the traffic jam. But for all purposes, on the 405, you're in a traffic jam. You're rolling along at, a mile an hour or whatever. But you can't see to go any further. You just accept it. And that's kind of like what happens in a struggle, in pain, in loss. So what's the answer? Think vertical. If we think vertical, then we can get above the situation. If we think vertical, if your faith, whatever your faith might be, faith in yourself, faith in others, faith in the God above, then you're thinking above. And apex thinking is really above that, because we're no longer looking at the desert and seeing that mountain range in the future that we may come to. We're at the top of the mountain and we're looking beyond. So as we think about growth and we think about ourselves moving up, we're thinking about what's beyond. What can I do beyond? I know I have to get up that mountain to that peak in order to see beyond, but once I do, I'm ready for it. I'm preparing for it because I want to see beyond. It's kind of in life. If we're only seeing straight out in the struggle and we don't recognize that there's love, we're going to be there forever. And we're going to die because time will retract its gift. We'll have spent its gift of time, and we will have that opportunity to find love. So as we walk around with people today, take a moment to find love. Get out of the mundane, get out of the path that is just heartbreak, death. Keep suffering. And here's a line. You have to keep breaking your heart until love appears. So you may have to go through that struggle for a while, but you know that you will find love. The veil will come away and you will find love. It's a fantastic thing. I'm excited for it. I'm excited every day to be able to see love. That's something that's changed over the last 4 years. Prior to that, there were many, many years of struggle of just trying to be, and I lost the ability to really find love in my life. And as a result, I struggled. And I stayed looking at the horizontal instead of the vertical. I was not growing myself. I found myself not taking advantage of growing myself, of thinking ahead, of finding love, of finding an ability to focus in on others. Yes, I was doing volunteer work and the like, but I have a better respect for it. I have a better understanding of it. A change happened 4 years ago. 4 years ago, we were in Guatemala, and there was a significant point, and you probably heard of this in my past discussions, but let's just leave it at there was a moment there that I knew I was in the right place and that I had found love. I had found an openness. a difference in my life, and I want to help. I want to be able to share with you things that you can do to find love, so that time doesn't have to write an angry letter anymore. You can imagine what the difference would be in the world if we found love every day. If we took the time to focus every day on helping people be 1% better than they were the day before. Advertising improves people's lives, it goes on, Howard says in the movie. But absolutely, every day we tell advertising, we give an ad to everybody. We tell them, oh, did you try this? It worked for me. Here's my story. Or, hey, this is the way to get to success. Every day we have an ad. Every day, what are we going to write as the copy? What are we going to say to help people understand themselves better, understand a greater day? You know, we can't escape death, but hopefully we all experience love by being connected to those around us. That's a great quote from the movie. So we'll talk about lying in a future point. And there's some great takeaways in Abraham Lincoln's movie too. But for right now, what is your collateral? What is your different perspective today you're going to take to find love before death comes? Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.